Mr. Fritter, let me tell you something now. You scare me. Since 14, assault, trespass, deadly conduct, assault, DWI, forgery, and now a harassment and a felony assault. Look at me. I'm going to make your bond so high your head will spontaneously combust. But no one, and I mean no one, should have to live with that kind of fear.
All right, everyone. Today we're looking at one of the craziest moments in court. Judge Furr, known for being tough, is facing a defendant who's been causing trouble since he was 14. This guy has a criminal record full of bad choices, assaulting his girlfriend, stalking her, and committing crimes. If making bad decisions was a sport, he'd definitely win gold. But here's the twist. This isn't one of those cases where the judge gives a "you can do better" speech. Judge Furr is ready to make an example out of this guy. You can see it in his eyes as he calls out every excuse and holds nothing back. It's clear that today isn't going to go well for the defendant. As the tension rises, you start to wonder, how far is this judge going to go? The room is silent as Judge Furr presents the facts. The big question is, will the punishment fit the crimes? This guy has been causing chaos for years, and it's time for him to face the consequences. Will the judge give him the justice everyone is hoping for? Stay tuned, because you won't believe what happens next.
Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On or about September 19, 2024, an officer conducted a follow-up in regards to an assault on a family case. Upon further investigation, the officer made contact with the complaining witness, who reported that the defendant had been harassing her since September 18, 2024, by sending her videos, voicemails, and text messages containing horrible remarks, approximately 50 to 60 messages in total. In the voicemails, the defendant curses at her, asking, "Where are you? Why the fuck aren't you at work?" and calling her various names. Additionally, the complainant showed the officer text messages of the defendant telling the complaining witness, "Kill yourself and I want to watch you suffocate, and your family hates you." The complaining witness indicated that the continual harassment is making her fear him even more. Complaining witness was able to give officers the defendant's identifying information and positively identify the defendant as a person who has been harassing her.
I see that he has also picked up a felony assault against this complaining witness as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What happened in that one? And I'm assuming it's the same date as this one, so I'm assuming it's out of the same transaction.
I'm not sure. So it says that I don't believe so. It says that on September 18th in Harris County, officers were dispatched to an assault. The complaining witness advised that the defendant came home upset about socks not being in the closet. The defendant punched the complaining witness with a closed fist on her foot twice on her right thigh and twice on her left thigh, causing pain. The complaining witness advised that the defendant grabbed her by the arm and forcibly shoved her out of the house, throwing her on the porch. She advised that she felt pain, and she advised that this has been an ongoing issue for the past 2 years. The officers observed purple and green bruises on her arm, foot, and her legs. The bruises were green, purple, and red and of significant size.
Is there a no contact order in this case?
Judge, who's the defendant?
This is Mr. Fritter. He hasn't harassed, Mr. Fritter, let me tell you something now. You scare me. And you scare me something good. You have, since 14, assault, trespass, deadly conduct, assault, DWI, forgery, and now a harassment and a felony assault.
Judge, there has been a note filed, but there is no protective order in this case.
Is there no contact in the felony case whatsoever?
I'm checking the bond conditions. It's no threatening or harassing at this time. Would ask if that be a no contact in this court, Judge.
I don't see that the rip has been.
Are you Miss Lisco?
Yes, sir.
That's Miss Lisco right there. Come up, ma'am. Come up. I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test right now, Mr. Fretter. I want to protect you as much as I can. No one has to have this kind of treatment whatsoever for any reason. And I will do everything in my power to protect you. All I need you to do is tell me. All I need is please give me the word. Mr. Fritter, look at me. You so much. One, I'm. Can you imagine what life is like when someone has to walk on eggshells because they have the fear that if they make someone mad in the smallest respect of having socks not in the damn drawer, they're liable to get a beating? Can you imagine what life is like to live with that kind of fear? You're going to live it with me now, because one false move, I'm going to make your bond so high your head will spontaneously combust. But no one, and I mean no one, should have to live with that kind of fear.
Do you guys feel bad for the defendant? If you do, let me know why in the comments. Personally, I can't see how anyone would feel sympathy for him. This guy is disgusting. The fact that he can barely look the judge in the eye says everything about how ashamed he is, and he should be. A man who stalks, beats, and terrorizes his girlfriend deserves to be locked away for a very long time. I really feel for the woman who had to testify against him. Imagine the bravery it takes to sit in the same room as the person who has caused you so much pain, the man who has hurt you and even threatened your life. It's terrifying to think about what she's been through, and it serves as a reminder of how horrible domestic abuse can be for anyone suffering in silence. Surviving that kind of abuse is a daily fight, and escaping takes incredible strength. The system needs to do more to protect victims, and men like this need to face real consequences, not just for their victims, but to show that this behavior won't be accepted. Let's also give credit to Judge Furr. It takes real courage to stand in a courtroom and call out this kind of behavior for what it is. He doesn't sugarcoat anything, and he doesn't hide behind formalities. He makes it crystal clear that stalking, beating, and terrorizing a woman is completely unacceptable. This isn't just a judge handing down a sentence, this is a judge delivering justice, plain and simple. It's refreshing to see someone in his position take such a strong, unapologetic stand. Now, here's where it gets interesting. What is Judge Furr going to do? Is he going to give this guy the justice he so clearly deserves? Let's find out how the judge sentences him.
You're not to have any kind of communication whatsoever. You're not supposed to have any, you will not have any threatening or harassing contact. What is threatening or harassing doesn't matter what you think is threatening or harassing. It's what she perceives. So if I go like this, is that threatening or harassing? It most certainly is. And it's enough for me to put you in jail and make your bond $150,000, maybe 50, maybe 20. But I will do, Mr. Fritter, I will do everything in my power to protect every single person of this county. And I don't care if you're kicking, screaming, crying because you go to jail and don't have anyone to bond you out. And I'm going to drug test him like crazy to make sure that he's not using alcohol or dope. In fact, I'm going to test him 2 times a week. I'm setting him now because I want to know what, if anything, is in his system. And then we'll go from there.
Judge, he will come back positive, but that's prior use from.
What were you going to test positive for, Mr. Fretter?
Marijuana. Okay. And ketamine. And probably some other stuff that could have been in the ketamine.
These are your bond conditions that are going to apply to you now. And if you fail to live up to these bond conditions, I'm just going to let you know. That's it. You will appear to me here 2 times a week to take drug tests. And if I find anything is in your system, and I don't care what it is, I'm going to lock you up. You're ordered not to use any kind of dope or alcohol. And if you can't get this monkey off your back, because I am now giving you the opportunity to do it on your own. If you're incapable of doing it on your own, then I'm going to do it for you. Do you understand? No dope, no alcohol, And when I mean no alcohol, I mean no alcohol from any source. No isopropyl alcohol, cakes, candies, foods, gums, energy drinks, tequila lollipops, hair dye. I've heard it all, and I don't care. You come to me test positive, you'll stay with me. I also want you 3 times a week to do anger management classes so that we can deal with the anger issues. Look at me. 3 times a week. And I want a piece of paper showing me that you've done it, the date, time, location of where you've done it, so that I can verify that you've done it. And if you don't do it, you will stay with me. You now have the opportunity to address these things on your own. If you don't, you will be doing it with me. And if I get one, and I mean one breath that she's been mistreated in any way, shape, or fashion, holy freaking moly.
Let's talk about where this guy is today. After everything we saw, he didn't magically turn his life around. No surprise there. This guy actually broke his bond conditions, and now he's back in jail with a $150,000 bond hanging over his head. Shocker, right? You can't pull stunts like that and expect Judge Furr to go easy on you. This judge doesn't mess around with smug criminals who think they can game the system. At this rate, this guy is looking at a life behind bars. It's like he's allergic to making good choices. I have to give it up to Judge Furr again. This man is a legend for holding people like this accountable. He saw right through all the excuses and nonsense and gave this guy exactly what he deserved. Too many judges are afraid to call out bad behavior, but not Judge Furr. His no-nonsense approach is exactly the kind of leadership we need more of in the justice system. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think the $150,000 bond was fair, or should it have been higher? Should people like this even be allowed to bond out at all? And what about Judge Furr? Do you think he handled this case the way it should have been handled? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to hear what you think. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Was the judge too harsh, too lenient, or just right? Do you think criminals like this ever learn their lesson? Let me know what you think, and don't forget to share this video with someone who loves seeing justice served. As always, stay safe out there. There are people like this guy out there, and you definitely don't want them near your life. I'll see you in the next one.